Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my experience attending and speaking at NFT.London, what I've learned while I was there in the many talks that I attended, and also where I think the space can go from here. I have loads to talk about today, so let's get straight into it. Overall, I think the event was a great success. It was very well organised and everything was running on time throughout the event. The majority of talks I attended were very insightful and I actually learned a lot just by being there, as well as having the opportunity to connect with different people from throughout the Web3 space and being able to gather different people's opinions about what they want to see from this tech and where they want the space to go in the future, which really helped me to form my own opinion on exactly where I think the use of blockchain tech is taking us and how I want to pursue that with my own project, Re-Evolution. One of the only grievances I have with the event was that around a third of those who attended were also speaking. And while this meant that there was a great diversity in the different talks that were available to attend, it also meant that there were lots of talks running at the same time, which meant that some of the rooms felt quite empty whilst people were speaking. Alongside this, it also meant that speakers didn't have much time to actually get their point across, as standalone speakers usually had around 5 minutes to do their talk, and panels of around 4 or 5 people had 25 minutes to do theirs. And while this meant that, again, we got a great opportunity to hear from lots and lots of different people, sometimes with these panels, after everyone had introduced themselves, it actually took a while to get into the main conversation, which meant that they felt like they were finishing before they really got started.
Hey everyone, I'm Dan. I'm the founder and lead developer of Re-Evolution. I started Re-Evolution whilst working as a software engineer at Google and have since left to focus on the project full time. So Re-Evolution really started as a conversation about what a mess humankind had made on our planet and what we would do differently if we had the opportunity to start all over again. So it's a game built to provide a new outlet for people to learn about the short and long-term consequences of the decisions that they make regarding our planet.
Due to this high volume of speakers, it meant that some speakers that got accepted were grouped into panels which had topics which weren't related to what they originally signed up to speak about. And while this meant that some of the panels strayed away from the topic they advertised, it was still great to be able to hear everyone's point of view, and most importantly to be able to hear people speak about what they're passionate about in Web3. So overall, it was a great experience. Over the course of NFT.London, there were loads of great points brought up in all of the different talks, but there were 2 points which were brought up in almost every single talk we attended, and they fit quite well together, so I'm going to talk about them at the same time. The first of those 2 points is that the current user experience layer in Web3 is extremely poor, and that means new users are having a really hard time onboarding themselves into the space, even if they want to see what Web3 has to offer. I think the biggest problem with this is that most of the products and services which are currently being built in Web3 have a heavy reliance on the users understanding the underlying blockchain technology which they are created on. And there's no reason for this to be the case, as if you look at other companies and products such as Amazon, there's no need for you to be able to understand what's going on their website when you go and order one of their products. So as in Web3, there's no need for users to have to understand wallet addresses and exactly what an NFT is in order to be able to benefit from what the technology provides them. The second point which we saw frequently brought up throughout the conference was that the entire NFT space needs to move away from the idea of just selling NFTs. And what I mean by that is that NFTs have so much utility to offer beyond just art and collectible items. And I really think a good place to start thinking about this is how we can enhance existing products and services by using NFTs and blockchain technology. We don't always have to think about the most innovative new platforms that we can create or something super futuristic which doesn't exist yet. And I also think this fits with the previous point I made, as it will be much easier to onboard Web2 users into Web3 if we start integrating this technology into platforms that they're used to using in ways that they're used to using it. Such as, instead of using wallet addresses, using things like usernames, emails, and passwords, which most people are used to when signing into their favorite social media platforms or online marketplaces in Web 2.
NFT is an acronym. There are many acronyms in this space. The word fungible is something that people don't understand. And then before we even get started, we've got something potentially scary. So I have an amazing son whose name's Daniel. He's the founder of our project, Revolution. But if it wasn't for him, I would have very quickly been terrified away from the space. And most of my other family and friends feel exactly like that.
Now that you both are in the space, do they still perceive it as unsafe?
Pretty much. Yeah.
And as you can see in that clip with my co-founder Jackie Bedford speaking, it's quite obvious that there are a lot of people scared of entering the Web3 space just because they don't understand the technology. So we need to stop thinking about Web3 as something entirely separate from what we're already used to and start thinking about how it can enhance the existing products we're using and start to bridge the gap from Web2 to Web3. I think that the current format of selling and trading NFTs is going to become quite crucial in the Web3 gaming space, as the idea of owning digital assets really makes sense from a gaming point of view, and it's actually something that gamers are already used to without the ability to actually own and trade those assets for a monetary value. I don't think we're going to see much of this use in NFTs in different industries, apart from possibly the fractionalization in ownership of physical items, such as houses, or even I've seen watches recently. I think that other industries are actually going to move away from this use of NFTs and start to use NFTs to enhance their existing products. We met a few people at NFT.London who were talking about how they can use NFTs to enhance fashion brands and actually provide more information to the customers which are buying their products, or even using the NFT as a certificate of authentication for exclusive items, for example, maybe a luxury car like Lamborghini, and you might want to know its service history or if it's been in an accident, which sometimes it can be difficult to find out when most of this information is stored either in a book or on a sheet of paper somewhere. So if we can start storing that information on NFTs, then it becomes much more secure. And I really think that that's how the majority of consumer industries are going to start using this technology in the future. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't invest in art-based NFTs or in any NFTs which are built using the sort of current meta at the moment. But I do think that that's really going to morph into what will eventually be NFT gaming and NFT sort of social media aspects. And I think that other industries are really going to start to see utility in other areas. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, and if you like watching Web3 content, then hit that subscribe button, as that's what this channel is all about. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.